right, our first one comes from Mo saying, can the wife of a Maine asylum applicant go to native country with advanced parole due to mother health condition while asylum interview pending?
No, because if your husband's life is in danger, why wouldn't the wife's?
Wait, what?
She wants to know, my husband filed for asylum. He says, my life is in danger if I go home. I'm a derivative on his case. Can I go home?
Oh, well, how about if it's not the same country?
It's the same country.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Amoch saying, is there a way to get a K-1 interview date at the embassy in Kenya? I've been waiting since August for one to open, but nothing available.
Yes, you got to call us, we'll call them, or you call yourself. But somebody's got to contact the embassy.
All right, Taj saying, my husband is a permanent resident and I'm in the U.S. on a B1 visa. I got my I-130 approval notice in August. Now I'm putting my I-485 together. Do I have to do a medical before submitting the form, or should I wait?
Wait for the interview, but make sure you're still in legal status when you file the adjustment.
Okay, Hanny saying, my son had his interview in September. However, they got some more documents, which they said, or they did, they took his passport on the day of the interview, but it was never returned. I tried calling the embassy in Jamaica, but can't get any answers. When I check the case status, it says administrative processing. How long does this normally take?
It shouldn't take more than 120 days. If it is, if it's more than 120 days, call us.
Karena saying, squat up, could an undocumented person open a bank account? If so, how?
Yes, go to a bank and you open up a bank account. You don't necessarily need a social security number. The only time you need a social security number is when you open up an interest-bearing account, because they have to notify the government about the interest they paid you, because that's taxable. But if you open up a non-interest-bearing account, meaning I don't want any interest, then they don't need a social security number. Now, some banks will still require a social, others don't. So you got to try bank to bank. But the reality is they shouldn't require one, because they don't have to report anything to the government in terms of interest for taxes.
Okay, Jacqueline saying, wanted to know if I can file unemployment for my job. We worked 9 months out of the year. I'm filing for my family.
Why not?
All right. So she can, if she's filing for her family?
Yeah, because that's not need-based assistance. Okay? Donald Trump, if he got impeached and lost his job, presumably could file for unemployment.
But she still has to
even though that he got fired for cause, so then
right.
Maybe he would. But assuming he did get fired for cause,
but she still would have to make. She still would have to make.
Yeah, she may need a second affidavit of support, but
right.
It's not a bar because you're collecting government assistance.
Okay, Janice saying, good evening to you. I filed the I-130 for my 2 children, ages 16 and 8, 1 year now. Only thing is I got the receipt. I didn't hear anything else.
What's the question?
When are they supposed to hear something, maybe?
I don't know. How old are the kids?
16 and 8.
And
this
is
a year ago. Just said that I filed an I-130.
Okay. If it's more than a year, give us a call, because it's too long, whether you're a citizen or a resident.
Tasha is saying, my boyfriend went on a J1 visa to teach. He wants to know if he can come and marry me. Do you think I'll get on a J2 visa?
Yes.
Kajelia saying, squat up and running. Do I have to do a consultation first before I can get the lawyer file a mandamus on my case, where the processing time for my I-131 and I-765 is over 7 months, 8 months, and counting?
Yes, you do. And quite frankly, if you can't, you're not willing to pay for a consultation, you're not going to be willing to pay for a mandamus.
All right.
Because we don't know what we're doing. You just can't say, here, file a mandamus. I'm like, how, what, where, who?
Right. Because it's still a consultation when you give them the information, right? All right, Safie is saying, I filed an I-360 for 3 years now, and then I filed a mandamus since August, and they asked for more time. Is this normal?
Government could always ask for more time. You don't have to give it to them.
Okay.
then let a judge decide.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't give them more time. You had plenty of time, and that's why I'm filing the mandamus.
Right. Sandra saying, I paid for my green card from August 19th, and all now I can't receive it. Can you say how long it takes for my sister petition for me?
Over 10 years.
Cindy saying, how long will it take my friend's son who is in Air Force here in the U.S. to file an I-130 for my mom, or the mom who's in Africa, to come to America?
12 months.
Kay saying, I received a notice for an interview in January for my marriage-based green card. How soon do you think my kids will get here? Or how long will the kids get their interview? They're both under 18 back in the Caribbean.
I have no idea what you did for the kids. You have to file separately for the children.
All right. Elena saying, I sponsored my husband. I'm a U.S. citizen.
So let me just be clear. If she didn't file separately for the kids are never getting an interview.
Oh, yikes. All right. Elena saying, I sponsored my husband. I'm a U.S. citizen. He does not have health insurance or a high school diploma. Should we worry about this at the Guatemala embassy?
Yes.
Christine saying, I have a few questions. First, I would like to ask for the initial interview for the I-485 adjustment of status. Do they separate both spouses or both present in the interview?
Depends. Sometimes they do. It's called the Stokes interview.
Right. Also, is it necessary for us to have a lawyer present during the initial interview?
Nothing's ever necessary. You don't have to have a lawyer be there. You don't have to diagnose yourself with any medical condition. There's lots of things. You can fly the plane yourself, but if you don't know how to fly a plane, you'll crash it. You don't know how to diagnose your medical condition, you'll die. And if you don't know what the hell you're doing at an immigration interview, which you most likely don't because it'll be your first time going through it, you're most likely to screw up. If there's an opportunity to screw up, you'll do it.
All right. Ben saying, my cousin filed for adjustment F2A in July 19th, and USCIS said the approved I-130 will be sent to NVC because they can't decide if he can adjust it here. It's 3 months now, and NVC doesn't have the I-130. What should he do?
They don't decide whether you can adjust. You decide whether you can adjust and prove it to the Immigration Service. You need a lawyer.
Drew Berry saying, what to do if your I-601 misrepresentation waiver denied for AOS and you cannot provide hardship towards the spouse?
File again or give up and go home. I mean, what are your choices?
Karina saying, my friend who's a LPR filed an I-130 for her son when he was 20, who is back in his home country. He was approved recently and he's now 22. He now has a child. What should his mother do now?
Who filed for who?
My friend who is a LPR filed an I-130 for her son. So the mother who's a LPR filed for her son.
If the grandson was under 21, that grandson's included. Because the grandson was 22 or the son was 22?
The son was 20. Now the son is 22, but the son has a child now.
If the child was born before the son got his green card, that's a derivative. If this child was born after, then the son's got to turn around and file for that child.
Okay. Anne saying, I filed an I-130 for my daughter in Jamaica, but my lawyer told me USCIS does not give back original birth certificates. Is this true?
No, you should be able to get it back. It's hard to get it back, but they shouldn't hold on to your original birth certificate. Okay.
Elena saying, I could not fit my whole question, but my husband makes $57,000 for a family of 3, and my husband does not have the high school diploma and health insurance. Should we worry about the embassy interview still?
You always worry about an embassy interview. The laws have changed.
Yes. All right. Do I need to file a separate I-485 for my children under 21 years old?
Yes.
Okay. Astride saying, I'm currently doing the visa processing for my husband at NVC. However, I'm a little concerned because I have not seen my husband for 2 years. Is this an issue for the visa?
Yes, because they're not going to believe it's a real marriage.
Yeah. All right, last for now is Daniel G saying, how does having language barrier affect adjustment of status based on marriage?
If you can't communicate with your wife, what kind of marriage is this? Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.